Hello and welcome to the top 10 things you need to think about if you're planning on starting a social business. Hi, my name is Carl Goff, and let's get things straight right from the start. Whether you call it a social business, a social enterprise, a not-for-profit, a community business, there's so many different bits of terminology around this kind of business. From now on, when I say social business, I'm talking about any kind of business that is being conducted to address some form of social need, environmental need. The key thing being is that the profits are not being targeted at private shareholders. It's using profits with purpose to make a difference. If you want to pick up on any of the points in this video, then by all means get in touch through the details there, and I'll obviously include them at the end and in the video description for this post. This first one is going to sound really obvious, but it is so important. Why? Why do you think a social enterprise is the right solution? Also, why do you want to do this? You will find yourself frequently revisiting this question after you've set something up, so you better make sure you've got a good answer. Number 2 is trading. It's called a social enterprise for a reason. You need to be trading. Have you got a service? Have you got a product? What is it? Are you able to deliver against your social objectives in the process of trading? Or are you seeking to operate a very lucrative, very profitable business activity so that you can create enough surplus to then gift those profits towards a charitable function? There's a lot to be unpacked here. You need to be clear how you're going to make money. And on that subject, money! It's important. Where's it coming from? Number 3 on this list. If you're setting up a social enterprise thinking, I need to do that to get grants, well, yes, but how much a grant's going to feature in your future? This will have a big impact on one of the later points. Number 4 is culture. Are you a lone individual forging ahead, the social entrepreneur trying to get something off the ground? Well, that will create a certain culture. And conversely, are you part of a group of people who have collectively identified a problem and you're trying to solve it together? That is another kind of culture. A founder model, a community model, each are valid, but each lead to their own unique set of challenges on the road ahead. Number 5 is control. Stop, start, turn left, turn right. If you are thinking that in starting a social business, you are going to be fully in control of all the decision making and everything that happens, I hate to break this to you, it doesn't actually work that way. Most social enterprises are built around the ideals of democratic participation. That means one member, one vote, and having a group of people who collectively make the decisions regarding what happens in the social enterprise. So if control is your thing, and if you're following the founder model, you're the social entrepreneur, you might have a rude awakening. But on the upside, it does mean that you don't have to bear all the responsibility on your own. Number 6 is, what legal structure do I choose? This one ties people up in knots. Are you going to be a KIC, a community interest company? Are you going to be a company limited by guarantee? Are you going to be a charitable company, or maybe a charitable incorporated organization, maybe a society model, or a community benefit society? There are so many choices. The key here is that the form you adopt needs to support function. If you take no other advice, make sure you seek advice around legal structure. Number 7, do you know the difference between legal compliance and best practice? If you don't, make sure you do, because understanding the difference and making sure you align your social business to best practice is going to really help you on the journey ahead. Number 8 is governance. What does governance mean to you? And how do you ensure good governance? There are a number of factors within this. They overlap with best practice and also the decision-making process, the ideas of control, but understanding your governance and how to adopt measures that will make sure your organization is transparent and trusted. These are all really important things. Number 9, membership. This is really part of the previous point, governance. Every governing document will have a provision for you to develop a membership. These are people who support what you're trying to achieve and also people who have a vote at your AGM. So the question is, do you understand what the role of membership is within your social business? Is it something that's going to be advantageous for you to develop? Number 10 is planning and strategy. As you may have realized by now, given all the points we've covered, there is a great deal to think about when you're setting up and running a social enterprise. The good news is there is lots of help out there. Planning, strategizing, and answering some of these questions before you get started may take longer in the short term, but I can assure you it will save you a great deal of headaches and stress later on if you've at least covered these 10 basic things. Put your plans in place. So there you go. 10 things to get you started on deciding what your social business, your social enterprise is going to be. All I can tell you is the devil is in the detail. And after 20 years of working in and in support of social enterprises, I can tell you there's always something new to learn. Every situation is unique, so take the help and advice where you can get it, and always recognize that there are many different shades of grey in your decision making. It's very rare that you will encounter a black and white decision. You cannot be expected to know everything. That's why seeking advice is important. That's why building a community around you is important, and most of all, helpful when the going gets tough. But help is out there. So drop us a line, put a message in this post in the comments, or contact us directly. But most of all, best of luck. Keep going.